Every good or bad activity performed produces a connected result, and to reap the fruits of such actions, one has to be born again. While reaping the results to previous actions, one creates fresh karma for which one will reap reactions in future. Thus, the chain of actions and reactions creates one material body after another, leading to continued suffering of birth, old age, disease, and death. The banyan tree analogy from the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita explains the intricate working of karma yoga beautifully.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhvamulamadha Shakam Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavit.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "It is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas."
Adhaschodvam prasutastasya shakhaah gunapravriddha vishaya-pravalaah adhascha moolanyanu-santatani karmanubandhini manushya-loke.
The branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society.
Narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate nanto na chadirna cha sampratishta ashvathamenam sugirudhamulam asanga shastrena dridena chitva tatah padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyaha tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yatah pravrittih prasata purani.
The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. The entanglement of this material world is compared to a banyan tree. The banyan tree of the material world is upside down, roots up and branches down, because it is only a perverted reflection of the reality of the spiritual world. Just as a reflection rests upon water, this tree rests upon the desire of the living entities. As the branches of a real banyan tree produces offshoots that grow down into roots and further trunks, this reflected tree similarly has endlessly complicated intertwined trunks, roots and branches. Thus the living entity traveling from one birth to the next, from the higher branches of demigod life to the lower branches of animal life, seeks pleasure, but in fact attains only further entrapment in fruitive action. The three modes of material nature combine to nourish the various branches of that tree. Depending upon which branch a living entity is located on, he will possess a certain material body and a specific type of senses, and according to the combination of modes that influences that part of the tree, he will be attracted to particular twigs or sense objects. A soul situated within the complexities of this incomprehensible tree remains trapped, not able to know its beginning or end. All existence beyond the tree is forgotten, and he is fully enamored with the tastes of its fruits and berries. For one who is engaged in fruitive activities, there is no end to the banyan tree. He wanders from one branch to another. The tree of this material world has no end, and for one who is attached to this tree, there is no possibility of liberation. If one can understand this indestructible tree of illusion, then one can get out of it. The real form of this banyan tree, which is the spiritual world, cannot be understood in this material world. When entangled with the material expansions of the tree, one cannot see how far the tree extends, nor can one see the beginning of this tree. Yet one has to find out the cause. One has to search out the origin of this tree, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, through the association of persons who are in knowledge of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, by understanding, one becomes gradually detached from his false reflection of reality, and by knowledge, one can cut off the connection and actually become situated in the real tree, the spiritual world.